Hi. So this is question 3. Question 3 demands we do something which is quite interesting, I think. It says that we should find an equation of a line having the given characteristics below, and then express your answer in slope-intercept form of the equation of a line. So the very first information is we are told to find the equation of a line that is vertical. So this is the first information, and then it says it contains the points -5 and 3. So this is the second information, that is, it passes through -5 and 3. So now you have to recall this. So now you recall that the equation of a vertical line, the equation of a vertical line is given by x equals a. I'm going to explain this. Now what I mean is, assuming this is your y-axis while this is your x-axis, so this is your y-axis and this is your x-axis, and then probably this is point 3 here, maybe this is point, say, 1, point 2, and then this is point 3. Now this line here that passes through the point 3 is actually the equation of a line. This is the equation of a line, x equals 3. It's a vertical line. So the vertical line that passes through this x coordinate, or probably that has an x-intercept of 3, has an equation x equals 3. In other words, anytime you're told to find the equation of a line, the only thing you need to know for that equation of a line is just the x coordinate of the point which it passes through. For example, looking at this, corresponding to this point here, this is point 1, 3. Sorry, this is this should be 0.31. That is, the x coordinate is 3, the y coordinate is 1, and looking at this point here, this is 0.32, and similarly this point here is 0.33. In other words, all the x coordinates are the same thing. So that is to say, if I'm told that the equation, or if I'm told a vertical line passes through a point and I'm already given the x and y coordinates, then it simply implies that the equation of a line is x equals the x coordinates of that point that it passes through. Alright, what I'm saying here is this: we're given a point -5 and 3, and then this is the x coordinate, while this is the y coordinate. This is the y coordinate. So the equation of a line is just x equals the x coordinates. That's all. Just x equals the x coordinate. For more information on this, you will just check one of the videos I've done so far on the equation of a vertical line. Now what we're told to do here is we're told to find the slope of a line. We're told to find the equation of a line that has a slope of 2. So this is the first information, and then it passes through the points -3, 1. This is the second information. Now you recall, I think we did this in previous videos, that the general form of the equation of a line is y minus y1 divided by x minus x1 equals m. So where m here is the slope, and then x1 and y1 are the x and y coordinates of the point which the line passes through. Now looking at this point here, my point, or let me start from here, my m is the slope, so I'm giving my slope to be 2. So that is, my m equals 2, and then I've been told that it passes through the point -3, 1. So this is going to be my x1, this will be my y1. So let's substitute these values into here so we can find the equation of a line. So what I have here is y minus, now my y1, which is 1, divided by x minus my x1, which is -3, now equals the slope, which is 2. So then this is just going to be y minus 1 divided by x. Negative gives us +3 equals 2, and then you cross multiply. So what you have is y minus 1 equals 2 into x plus 3. So that's y minus 1 equals 2x plus 6. So this is y equals 2x plus 6. So this becomes plus 1, and that's going to be y equals 2x plus 7. So this is the equation of a line that satisfies those properties that we have there. Now also here we are told to find the equation of a line such that it satisfies these properties. Now what are those properties? The first is that it is perpendicular to the line 3x minus y equals 1. So this is the first condition, and then it also passes through this point here, -2 and 4. That is the second condition. Anyway, before I begin to look at the characteristics which the line must satisfy, I need to know, or you need to always recall, as far as you're told to find the equation of a line, so you would always write down the general form of the equation of a line, because that's what we're going to use to find the equation of a line. The general form of the equation of a line is y minus y1 divided by x minus x1 equals m. So that is to say, if I can find my m, and I can find the x and y coordinates which the line passes through, I'm done. All I need to do is substitute them into this equation here, and I found the equation of a line. That's all. But then looking at what we have here, we're already given the line that it passes through. That is, we already know x1 and then we know y1. But then how then do I find m? Now this is the bone of contention. So to find m, it simply implies we're going to need the information from the first information we're given here. Now the information we're given here is that we are told that the line is perpendicular to 3x minus y equals -1. So what does your intuition tell you there? Let's explain something here. Now if you're given a line, say this is your line, and let's say this is line L1. Now the line L1, I'm going to call this line here, which the line is perpendicular to, I'm going to call this line L1. Let's assume the line has the equation 3x, it has this equation here, 3x minus y equals -1. Now the line which you want to find, we are told that that line is perpendicular to this line here. Let's say this is the line you want to find. So we do not know the equation. The equation we do not know. Now let's assume that the slope of line L1, let's say m1 is the slope, and the slope of line L2, let's assume m2 is the slope, of line L2. Now L2 is the line, the equation of the line which we want to find, but L1 is the one that we're given. So what then do we know? Now according to some of the videos I've said so far, so if you don't understand this very well, maybe you should check one of the videos I've done. So what we know is that whenever two lines are perpendicular to each other, this is what it implies. It implies that the product of their slope must be -1. That is, m1 times m2 must give you -1. This is what it implies. m1 times m2 must give you -1. So in other words, since I can find m1, to be able to find m2, that is, m2 is just going to be -1 divided by m1. That is, m2 is just the negative reciprocal of m1. So let me go ahead and find m1 so I can use, or so I can obtain m2. Then my m2 is going to be used in this equation here. So from here, my equation here is 3x minus y. So this is line L1. The equation we are given is 3x minus y equals -1. That's what we're given. Now to find the slope of this line, I need to write what I have here. In this format here. That is y equals mx plus b. I need to write this in the slope intercept form, because we already know that m here is the slope and b is the y-intercept. So what I have is 3x minus y equals -1. So I want to make y the subject of this equation here. So you could just, let me write it clearly, 3x minus y equals -1. So you could subtract 3x from both sides. So this goes off. So what you have here is -y equals -1 minus 3x, and then we divide both sides by -1, -1, -1. So we have y equals, so this becomes 1 plus 3x, or in other words, you could just write y equals 3x plus 1. So now this 3 is the slope, that is, this 3 is m1. This is our m1 here. So since I've already found my m1, then that implies that m2, now using this formula here, m2 is just going to be -1 divided by m1, which is 3, which is 3. So this is -1 all over 3. So this is the slope of the line which you want to find, that is m2 equals -1 all over 3. So now I already have the slope of the line, and then I already have the information about the point which it passes through. That is, I have my x1, I have my y1. So let me now use this formula that I have here. So it says y minus y1. Now what's my y1? My y1 is 4. So that is 4 divided by x. Sorry for that. So divided by x minus my x1. My x1 is -2. So that is -2. Now this equals the slope. This is the slope here, which is -1 all over 3. So let's simplify that. We have y minus 4 divided by x plus 2 equals -1 all over 3. So to simplify this, we cross multiply. So when you cross multiply, you have 3 into y minus 4 equals negative into x plus 2. And then this becomes 3y minus 12 equals -x, -2. So you could make this the subject. So you have 3y minus 12. So we add 12 to both sides equals -x, -2 plus 12. So this crosses out. So what I have is 3y equals -x minus 2 plus 12 is 10. So plus 10. So if you want to write this in a slope intercept form, that is, you want to make y the subject of the equation, you divide both sides by 3. And then what you obtain is going to be, so this goes off. So I obtain y equals -1 all over 3x plus 10 divided by 3. So this is the equation of a line given this and this information, and that completes the problem. Thank you.